What's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome to Raider Nation Show Me Your Shield. It's me, JD, Raiders First Downs, with my co-host, Donuts Duncan. Donuts, how are you, brother?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. It's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. For those of you that are Irish, I got a lot of Irish in me, but it's also the anniversary of my father passing away as well. So it's kind of not as symbolic to me as what normal people would. We still do the corned beef and cabbage, though. Still got to do that. That was Dad's favorite, anyways. But having said that, we are ready to rock and roll. Are you?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's get this.
Raider Nation! Stop scrolling. The silver and black conversation starts right here. Hot takes, real fans, no filters. This is the show where Raider Nation speaks. So crank it up! And show me your shit!
That was a banger.
All right, Raider Nation. Here we go. I'm going to say something that might make some of you mad right out of the gate. Everybody keeps talking about the draft, the signings, the next big move. But here's the real question nobody wants to answer. Are the Raiders actually building something? Or are we just rearranging the same problems every offseason? Because if this team gets the quarterback decision wrong again, we're not talking about playoffs. We're talking about another 3 years of reset. Who wants to go through that? Not me. I'm tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. So I want the chat to light it up right now. Do you trust the front office to get it right, or are we just about to watch the same movie again? Before we start, hit that like button if you're part of the Raider Nation and type where you're watching from. But first, before we go any further, let me just give a shout out to some of the people that we co-mingle with in the live stream world. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the boss, 41_Raider_Jeff. Real Talk Raider Nation, that includes 805 Raider, Severe, Chris. Thank you guys so much for your contributions and whatnot and your influence. Raider Allegiance Lunatic, salute to you, brother, man. If you're out there watching, man, pay a lot of homage to you as well. The Cage Match Show with the Asylum, Savage, LV Raider 10, Nate. Thank you so much, brother. You're one of a kind. Will, absolutely one of a kind. Will from Silver and Black Raider Radio Podcast. But me and this guy can't go any farther without, because we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for this guy. We cannot forget the great, almighty Rodney Allaboard from All Aboard Raiders, Discord, Patreon. If you guys haven't seen him yet, get out there and show him some love, man. Just show him some love. But what say you, Duncan? How you been, man?
Doing good. I mean, absolutely pay what is it? Homage? Is that how you say it?
Homage.
Homage.
Yeah.
Homage. Tomato. To All Aboard. Like you said, we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for him and his Discord. He's got a great channel and a great group of characters in that Discord. A lot of football knowledge, and a lot of people in there that are willing to shoot the shit and admit when they're wrong too. But let's get to talking. For those just joining the stream, we're talking about whether the Raiders are in a position to be a contender. And as we get into those questions, do we want to shout out the chat real quick?
Yep, let's get a real quick shout out to the chat. There's way more people in here watching that are in the chat. Don't be afraid to smash those thumbs, man. Hey, and then get on both of our channels, hit the like button and subscribe, set the bell to all, and we will bring more to you. First and foremost, Jack, welcome. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, Raider Nation. A look at Irish. Rorschach, my guy, Rorschach.
Jack also wanted to say sorry for your father.
Yeah, it's 22 years ago. 22 years ago today. Rorschach, just giving a salute out to both of us. Where's the flag? Welcome back in. Where's the flag, man? Haven't seen you in a while. But we know you're there, man. You're always repping. There's no doubt about that. And Chewy, hit that like button just like you said, man. Chewy, man, you're my guy. Love you as always. So let's see here.
So getting into what we're wanting to talk about. If the Max Crosby trade had gone through, would that have been a smart rebuild move or a franchise mistake? Now, me personally, I couldn't call it a mistake until we figured out what exactly we got from the trade, but it could have went that way. But I mean, obviously, when you're getting first round picks like that, it's a great move to make in order to help bring in young top end talent to really bolster the roster. What say you, Jason?
I think what we have done is probably the smartest and most intelligent so far that I've ever seen as a way to attack the free agency. And what makes us all happy in Raider Nation is seeing that they're not overspending the right guy. So I'm trying to throw a zinger out there for you. I would say smart building, not so much rebuilding, because they're using some of the ingredients that we already have on the roster to complement those. So,
it's appropriate action to get a quick restart, but also helps set that foundation for sustained success, which is what Spytek's been consistently saying he's all about. Is he's trying to build the roster the right way to sustain success. Doesn't mean anything if we get to the playoffs and get 1 or 2 playoff wins and then we fall off the face of the planet right after. We need to keep getting to those playoffs and keep pushing for that Super Bowl. And the way he's doing it, it's giving me encouragement that we're heading in the right direction, because all the guys we brought in, all were getting about 3-year contracts. I think the oldest one that we brought in was 27 or 29. But the 2 linebackers that we brought in, they're both in their mid-20s. Traded for the cornerback, slot corner from the Bills. And he's a dang good player, and he's going to fit in this 3-4 system really well.
Yep.
We can interchange going from a nickel to quarters to 3-4. Like, he can play having that outside linebacker role. So I'm really interested to see all what he can do, because I think that might be a lot bigger of a signing than a lot of us are initially thinking. And then obviously getting the man in the middle of that offensive line, I mean, that's huge. Tyler Linderbaum getting that 3-year contract and just getting that solid stud in that middle. Like, that's just huge. Having Max there on top of all this talent, I mean, I think that helps us kickstart a little bit quicker, because you never know what you're going to get with first-round picks, and it's a big question mark. So, I mean, I'm never going to be mad with Max Crosby on my team.
Yeah. Rorschach coming in here. WTF, I believe Nate gave you your well-deserved status. Did I say something wrong about Nate? I thought I gave him love.
He said he was one of a kind.
Oh, he is. He is one of a kind. It's absolute. I say one of a kind because his temperament just isn't his temperament. The way his temperament is, it's never too high, never too low.
Well, it could be at WTF or where's the flag?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And then we got the big boss man here, 401 Raider Jeff. Salute
Yeah.
to the 2 meatballs and the nation. Jeff always hungry, ain't he?
Yeah, he went to the doctor today, so he's hope they found something.
Like his lost lunch.
But anyways, man, the loyalty in the chat is great, man, and we're gonna grow this channel by leaps and bounds. And but we're moving on to move on. Let's see.
What's chat thing? Like,
yeah, give it. Yeah, anybody in the chat, you want to give us your opinion of what you think of how the front office moves are going. Do you feel this is a build, rebuild, or do you think we've made mistakes and it's just going to set us back? Anybody? Chat world? Anybody in the chat world out there?
Bueller.
All right. Going once, going twice. Sold to the next question. Well, got some really good news for everybody. Geno Smith was traded to the Jets and he passed his physical. So there's no exchanges, no refunds. Deal is final. Okay. So having said that, does that mean the team is clearly drafting a QB, or are they still unsure about the direction? Now we're gonna leave Raider Jeff out of this because he's in a different zone with that question. But what do you guys think? If you guys are in the chat, does that mean this team is clearly drafting a QB?
I mean,
I want your take. Go with it, Mr. Duncan.
Kind of want to just say, duh. I mean, with where we're sitting right now, the cap space we have available, really the only option at quarterback is somebody who does not deserve to be a starter, or a possible Kirk Cousins if he takes a league minimum because Atlanta still owes him money. I mean, I think really those are the only 2 options. I mean, 100% we're drafting Mendoza number 1 overall. Like there's no mystery to be had there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really more of a question of, is it Mendoza as the starter from day 1, or are we going to bring some sacrificial lamb to go test the waters with our offensive line to see if it's okay for Mendoza? But we're drafting a quarterback.
To be quite honest with you, I think the Jets saw the formula that we had last year to get the number 1 pick, and so they decided to go the same route with Geno Smith and Dylan Parham.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean,
and an old defensive head coach.
Yep. who they're probably going to fire.
Oh, 100%.
They're gonna fire him. They're gonna get the number 1 pick, because if you get the number 1 draft pick, you're pretty much gonna get the coach that you want too.
Yeah.
So,
and supposedly next year's draft is gonna be littered with top end talent quarterbacks, so they get the pick of the litter at the number 1.
Yeah.
But I will say this: the Tank Bowl this year is going to be had, and it's going to be between the Cardinals and the Jets. So
and the Dolphins.
Well, yeah, the Dolphins should be in there too. But the Jets and the Dolphins play each other twice. Mm-hmm. But I think the Cardinal game. Do the Cardinals play Miami? That I don't know.
I don't know if they're on the schedule or not. That's a good question.
But that Tank Bowl right there between the Cardinals and the Jets could be determining the number 1 overall pick, like we thought the Giants and Raiders game was.
Man, wouldn't that be funny if they played each other at the last game of the season and they both They kick the ball off in the first play as a kneel down, and that's all they do is kneel down the whole game, both teams. Like, you
awful.
first, no, you first, because they're tied. They're going into that game. They both only have one win apiece, and the winner of the game is actually the loser of the game type situation. And it's like, no, you win. No, you win.
Well, now I'm interested to see if the Jets and the Dolphins play each other because they're in the same division. They could be playing week 17 against each other.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
if they play the last game of the season and they're both 1-15 or 1-15 going into that game.
Yeah.
But I'll be quite honest with you, the quarterbacks that are coming out next year, I like them. Don't get me wrong. But how many of them do you really put ahead? I mean, I hear that Arch Manning's way better than Fernando Mendoza. Is he?
Hasn't shown it yet.
Hasn't shown it yet. I mean, he had some successes last year, but
how long did it take him to get there, though?
Yeah, I can see his freshman year him being a backup, right? But his second year, his sophomore year, he should have been able to beat out Quinn Ewers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If he's all that dynamic, now he's super athletic. Don't get me wrong. I think that's what a lot of people are getting caught up with is his athleticism compared to the rest of the Mannings, right? And but at the same time, it's where is he going with that athleticism?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. How is he utilizing it? Is he utilizing it to make his passing more efficient? Like, getting side to side behind the line of scrimmage to get a better passing opportunity downfield, or is it just a tuck and run situation? He's just tucking it and taking off, using his athletic ability to get yards.
Yeah.
So, and I know that catches up to you in the NFL.
Also, with the name of Manning, do they pull an Eli? Is it possible the Jets are so bad that the Mannings want nothing to do with the Jets? I mean, because I have a feeling that they could kind of push their weight around a little bit in Arizona or Miami.
No.
Where it ain't sup 805.
Salute 805.
But I don't know. New York's definitely a big money market, being over there on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible that the Mannings do support Arch going there if that is where the cards fall, just for that. But I don't know. The Jets have been so terrible for so long, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. Like, they are the quarterback graveyard. So I could definitely see the Jets pulling the Mannings pulling another Eli when it comes to the Jets.
Yeah, I can see that too. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there because we're talking about 2026 now, right?
Yeah.
This is 2027. Just like I said earlier, there's a plethora of great quarterbacks in the 2027 draft. I could see 4 or 5 in the first round next year.
Yeah.
I got my eye on a couple that I'm really rooting for to take what they built on and get that much better. And then there's some that they just gotta step it up, and then go from there. There could be more than 4 or 5, and you see how, and there's some guys, some teams in the league right now that have recently drafted quarterbacks in the top of the first round that are starting to move off of those quarterbacks. Are already starting to think about how we're going to replace the guy we just took 2-3 years ago or 4 years ago, and get that much better. So we'll wait to see. But I'm looking more forward to this draft. Just the simple fact that it just like today, I was going through, player 45 to 70, from 45 to 70, you can go it's almost like they're all graded within a point and a half of each other. It is crazy.
Yeah.
How the talent, it's just like a plateau. So the guy that's rated 64th on the board, if you took him at 52, are you really reaching? Not really. Not really.
Which is also encouraging when you're picking that you can just pick a team need there. because chances are within that range of like 20, 25
Yeah.
players, like you're gonna get a guy in that range that is a definite team need.
Yeah.
But getting to our defense, the Raiders spent big on defenders, right? Free agency went wild. They went and got players like Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, traded for that slot corner from the Bills. Did they just build a playoff defense, or are these expensive gambles?
You know, I think they paid fair market price for what they got. I really do on the defensive side. They might have overpaid a little bit for Quay, but when you start to think about the necessity of getting that middle linebacker room right, it doesn't hurt. And I think, of course, the Max Crosby trade had them have a little extra money in their pocket to spend when they made that deal, and then it was like, well, we're still good. It's just we're gonna have to cut corners going forward.
Yeah,
be a little bit more frugal in our spending going forward. So, which is fine because when we started this process after the end of the season, and one of my takes was to get this right, we got to start with the leadership down the middle of the field. Right. You can go back to one of our first, I think it was our first episode that we did, that I said that, in all honesty, the strength of a team is their leadership down the middle of the field, from the quarterback to the center to the nose tackle to the middle linebacker to the strong safety, and then you let leadership span out, right? And the different levels of leadership, because there's different kinds, right? You got the quarterback, the one that's going to be the one in charge out on the field pre-snap. Then you're going to have the leader that is going to be kind of a raw emotion, show a little bit more emotion during the play and after the play. So you're going to have that kind of leadership. And then you're going to have the leader that's a leader of the group when they're doing their preparation as the week goes on. So, but to me, it starts down the middle of the field. And I hate to use the Ravens, the 2001 Baltimore Ravens as an example, but they were perfectly built that way. From their offensive line to their nose tackle to their middle linebacker, Ray Lewis, to their safety and Rod Woodson, that the leaders, the hierarchy of leadership on the team started in the middle of the field and then made its way out. It's hard for Max Crosby. He's a really good leader. Don't get me wrong. Okay. That's not what I'm saying, but it's hard for him to be the leader of the other 10 guys when there's 4 or 5 guys on the other side of the field that won't even cross paths, but maybe 6 or 7 times during a game. Right. So it's like, it's the down in and down out type leadership is what you want. And having it down the middle, they can address to the right, to the left of who they need to get focused and on board with where they're going with with the play, how the play is going to be called, how the play is going to be executed, and be that extension of the coaches going forward. Have I missed anything with that?
No, you hit it right on the mark with the leadership, especially in that middle. Nakobe Dean, have a feeling is going to be the green dot guy, because Quay Walker is probably going to be roaming around a lot, moving around, maybe play down in that 5 technique every now and then, like maybe 2 snaps a game, get to that outside linebacker, play the middle. Like, he's going to be roaming around to blitz, or even show he's blitzing a lot, just to try to keep the offense off balance. So Nakobe Dean's probably going to be more of the standard play in the middle, make sure everybody's in the right position, throw some dummy calls out there, try to confuse the offense. So Dean definitely, I think, is going to end up being a leader, but Quay Walker is a pretty vocal guy too.
Yeah.
He spoke really well in that press conference when they had the free agents talking, and he hit a lot of really good key points. Like,
Marcus Banks, salute, brother.
It's just, I don't know, between those guys that were on the during the interview, like just them talking and like all even like nodding along with each other, like your boy Q from the Raiders radio, he just kept hitting it. It's like every time one of those guys made a point, like the rest of them were sitting there like looking at him and nodding, like they all know what it takes to win, and they all are gonna help push this team towards that.
Yeah.
So I think we got a bunch of leaders coming in the door, and that's encouraging.
And the cool thing about it too is some of those leadership qualities and characteristics that those two possess. We also have one on our offensive side of the ball in Brock Bowers. Is Brock Bowers a leader? Would you consider him a leader?
Yes, in the sense of he's going to show you how it's done, kind of thing. He's not a rah-rah guy. He's not going to tell you how to do stuff. He's not going to tell you need to do something. He's just going to go and do it and basically encourage other people to do their job by his constant effort and professionalism.
Yeah, and so we had this conversation with some of our military guys in the past. When you go into the military, you have certain types of drill instructors that are, some are very vocal, passionate, robust, outspoken. And then you have that one that is kind of like silent and talks with the command. He has that command presence, but just a steady personality. That's kind of Brock Bowers, is just that steady personality where he's gonna make the plays. And when he does make plays, especially like that catch in the end zone where he caught that back shoulder fade, where he caught it right on his hip, and how the rest of the team reacts, and it's like, okay, that guy's going out and balling. I'm going to go out and ball out too. Yeah. So, and that's the kind of, it's a lead by example type person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is better, believe it or not, in a lot of cases is a better attribute than leading by just do as I say, not as I do type person. I don't really consider those kind of people leaders. Well, anybody in the chat disagree with me, or does anybody in the chat have a preference? What you think as we talk about the leadership qualities in our team?
Well, just as far as the rah-rah guys go, like it comes to a point where it's almost becomes impossible to believe in it, because like if you're not winning and this person's still talking and trying to get the troops up and all that, it starts like, okay, guys, like really look where we're at. Like it's almost feeds into the negativity in a way, where you got Max, who even when we're losing is out there busting his ass. When he makes a play, it energizes the team. Like the guys that can energize the team through their plays is so much more important than the rah-rah guys.
Right. Yeah. For those of you that are, if you've joined us while we're on this topic, the topic of discussion right now is right here in a banner. We want to follow it. Do you think that we've built a playoff caliber defense, or is there more to come?
I mean, I would hope there's always more to come. Like, never settle with what you got. Always strive to be better. But I do definitely think they brought in some key pieces to really be a legitimate defense. And if the offense is halfway decent, I wouldn't be surprised if our defense is top 15. But there again, we brought in some great players. What's the coaching going to look like? We got Rob Leonard, who's been our defensive line coach for 3 seasons on an okay defense, but he's also learned from some great defensive play callers. So it'll be interesting to see how that all gets accumulated and put together. And defensively, I'd be a lot more excited if our offense could score some points and hold on to the ball for some sustained drives. Because really, that's been the biggest detriment to our defense, is our offense unable to stay on the field.
So, yeah, Money Chuck comes in. We need a true free safety and nose tackle first. And wears a flag, throws Rob Leonard in there as well. So Money Chuck and Where's a Flag going to be on the same page with this. Is we still have some pieces to add. There's no doubt about it. A free safety and a defensive tackle. I truly think, and there's some really good defensive tackles coming out in the draft that are going to be in that 30 to 60 range. Some really good ones. If Hunter falls to us or McDonald from Ohio State fall to us at 36, I think that's the pick we go with. I really do. And then that just solidifies that middle. I think Adam Butler is still going to be good as using him in the 3 and 5, 3, 4, and 5. But if we need to for about 3 or 4 plays or a series, we can slide him down into the zero technique too, because he's still got that strength and that leverage and that power to absorb a center and a guard at the same time. But I like Butler more in a freestanding, or not freestanding, but more of a free 3 to 4, 5 technique. Head up, being more inside shade, outside shade, inside tackle, inside shade tackle, outside shade guard, somewhere in there in our 3-4 sets. And playing him weak side with Max on passing downs. Because they do have a good communication. Their level of communication with each other, they've played enough together that they feed off of each other very well. So it'd be interesting to see. But we do need a nose tackle. Another defensive tackle isn't going to hurt. We got plenty of 4th and 5th round picks. We can get us another defensive tackle. I mean, CJ West went last year. I think CJ West went in the 4th round of San Francisco last year. Real solid rookie year he had this year with San Francisco. But it just, it's kind of hard if it's cornerback is there because you notice the Broncos signed Jalen Waddle today or traded for Jalen Waddle today. Mm-hmm. That doesn't help us much. So, but
I got 2 names for nose tackle for people to pay attention to for day 2. Caleb Banks broke his foot early in the season last year, and then broke it again in the NFL Combine.
Not good.
Now, personally, for me, if he never broke his foot, he's a top 10 pick, easy.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy is an absolute stud. Freak of nature, massive size. He's 6'6", over 300 pounds. Like, the guy is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Broken foot. I think foot injuries for offensive and defensive linemen are the worst injuries they could possibly get, which could push them into the 2nd round. Now, the Raiders could take a gamble on his foot and get a great player in the 2nd round in Caleb Banks. Or in the 3rd round, I really like Dominic Orange from Iowa State. Look, he's an animal, and I think he kind of gets slept on a bit. I think he could really take over that nose tackle position if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Also, dream scenario for me in the 2nd round, Emmanuel McNeil Warren's there for us to take. There's our safety. The guy's a ball hawk. He can run all over the field. I believe he's 6'3", and he runs like the wind. The guy is an animal. Money check coming in. Hell no on Caleb Banks, regardless of the round. I can completely agree with that, and I kind of lean towards that just because of the broken foot. It's a high risk, high reward kind of scenario with Caleb Banks because of that foot.
I wouldn't use premium draft capital on him. I would not.
Well, whatever team gets him is going to have to.
It's a huge gamble.
Where's the flag? Answering the question depends on Rob. Free safety and D tackle spots for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, you already said that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So all in all, the tone of the conversation in this is: did they just build a playoff defense or these expensive gambles? I myself think they are building a playoff contending defense. That it's not; these are not expensive gambles. They spent the money in the right place, in the right value, and got the right people at the right time. I like the 3-year contracts because it gives us this year and next year to really base that and build that formula, and then in that second year, maybe at the end of next year, we can go, okay, we're going to make him, and him. We're going to give them a new contract with a little bit more cash money on the table.
Yeah. And we dipped in a bit already talking about the draft and defensive players, but should the Raiders now draft offense early or double down and build the best defense possible in the AFC? Me personally, I've been leaning towards drafting defense in the second and third rounds. It just kind of depends on how players fall out, like when you're doing mocks and stuff. Jennings Dunker, I'm a big fan of in the third round if he's possibly there. I don't see it. I think he's probably going to go mid to late second round.
Mm-hmm.
But also from the signs of like what Kubiak has said in the past, and then also the moves they made, I think they're pretty set on going with our current offensive line. They added another depth piece at guard today from the 49ers. What was
Burford, Spencer Burford.
Yeah, Spencer Burford.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously we're drafting Fernando, so there's our offense on the first round.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like in the second and third rounds, Jason?
Defensive tackle, that zero technique, addressing that zero technique. If one of those two guys are on the board at 36, we'll pick at 30. Yeah. If Donald or Hunter are there on the board, I'm leaning heavy on that. Unless somebody at 40 wants to come up, and then, but there's still, I mean, like Chris McClellan, I'm seeing him late third, early fourth rounds. I think that kid could be really good in the NFL. He's got a little bit of technique to work on because he relies a lot on his power and strength, and he's a little bit lighter than what you would want your zero technique. He's at that 305, 310. I like to see him more 325, 330. Closer to that Vince Wilfork, Sam Adams type body composition. But he does have he plays fast too. McDonald from Ohio State does one I like because he really can set the pocket, disturb the pocket. The way he can get upfield, even on a double team, how he can take that double team and force it to make the quarterback move in the pocket where the quarterback doesn't want to move. Which gives, like your outside guy like Arvell Reese gives him a little bit more leverage on his route to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't either one of those two, Hunter or Orange is another one that, if we slide back to 40, we take Orange at 40, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, it just addressing the middle of the field like that does two things. We spent a lot of money on getting these two premium linebackers. I want them clean. I want them guys to hunt. The only way they're going to hunt in an odd man front is to be clean, and you need that zero technique to keep them clean.
Yeah.
So that's a huge investment. Huge investment. Welcome in, Jack Ken. I think salute, happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, my brother.
Now let's say we did go offensive. Who are we looking at there, possibly in the second or third round?
Wide receiver 1.
Yeah. So common name I've been hearing is Concepcion.
Mm-hmm.
And then me, I have bias for Cooper.
There's a lot of bias for Cooper I like the kid, man. Don't get me wrong. And I think he could be dynamic. It was funny that who was I watch? Listen, was I think it was the morning tailgate this morning was talking about um, a couple guys had a faster 40 than him, but he had a faster top speed in the 40, which and I know the 40 when they do the 40-yard dash, they put their hand down, they get into a sprinter stance, and then they launch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't happen in the NFL or in football when you're playing.
Plus, you're wearing pads.
So from a realistic standpoint, I want to see the guy how fast is he running after 5 yards? How fast is he running? And yeah. I have my preference, and I think the guy that really can transcend us if we were to get him is Chris Bell from Louisville. I know he's coming off an ACL, but now I'm not doing mock drafts per se, but I am loading them up and let them auto pick. I'm not picking any team, not picking for anybody. I just hit the switch and send it down the road and see what happens. And there's certain people I'm trying to follow where certain people are landing is what I'm doing. And I use different ones, like ESPN or Pro Football Focus or PFSN or the consensus, which is based off of the algorithms of how everybody's putting their information in. And Chris Bell is still coming up in the early second round, and a couple of them he went in the first round, coming off an ACL. So, and if you go and you look at his performance at Louisville last year, he had Miller Moss was his quarterback, okay, and he still produced numbers. He still put up numbers. He's $120, 2 touchdowns, 8 to 10 catches constantly. Over and against watch the Miami game. Remember the Miami game, the week of the Miami game? We were in Discord. It was about 9:00 in the morning, and I said, I got Louisville 24-21 over Miami. Mm-hmm. What was the score? 24-21 Louisville.
Yeah.
I would have made some money on that one.
Darkside was not very happy. He's a Miami fan.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
So, hey, Marcus, you got a wrench, man. You're my wrench guy for tonight. We're down to 12 people. For those of you that are in the chat, I know you got Raider friends and family and stuff like that. Share our channel with them. Okay. We fall under the banner of the 401_Raider_Jeff. You guys all know him, right? And we're in the same company, I guess you can say. I like to say company. We all work together and share the same software, same stuff. We just me and him have different ideas, but that's okay. That's part of life, right? But let's get into the next question here. Signing Tyler Linderbaum was a big commitment. Is building the offensive line the smartest way to fix his team, or should that money have gone to playmakers? Duncan.
Built through the trenches.
Thank you.
It's how you consistently win year in and year out is you dominate the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Both on offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. If we go D-tackle, I'm not going to be upset at all. Like, it's just the smart thing to do is to build the trenches.
Yeah.
It improves your quarterback play. It improves your linebacker play. It improves your receivers. It improves your edge rushers. Like, build your trenches.
Mm-hmm.
All your star players will improve because of improved line performance.
Mm-hmm. Those of you that are in the chat watching, punch in there. How much do you think signing Linderbaum helped our offensive line going forward? Just throw it in the chat. Give on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest signing, 1 being a horrible signing. Just grade it and then state your reason for it. Just what you think about Linderbaum in and of itself, and how it's going to going forward, how much better the team could be, or how much worse is the team going to be.
Mind if I do
Yes.
a little run-in with this one?
Take it.
It's a 10. One, you solidified the most important position on your offensive line, and that's the brain of it, the center. Two, you are now telling Jackson Powers Johnson, don't worry about center. Worry about becoming a great offensive guard. You're no longer doing them this disservice of, you're competing for a center position, but you're also going to practice with the guards, and you're also going to practice as a backup. No, you're competing right now as the starting offensive guard. Put all of your effort and talent into that. Now he's going to be improved at the guard position. And then now you have your middle solidified between those two players. I mean, yes, there is another guard that's important, but now you're solidifying your middle. So now you're going to get your blocks down a lot better. You're going to get your calls coming from your center, which is hugely important, especially for a rookie quarterback, because now he doesn't have to worry about the calls as much. He still needs to pay attention to it, but by having your center be able to be that mouthpiece of your pre-snap calls for the blocking assignments, now everybody's going to be together and performing their functions better. Like, we all love JPJ and think he could be a great player. And last year he did not look that great because that whole offensive line was a mess because we didn't know who was blocking where. And how many times did we all shout out and rage that people were letting linebackers go freely because nobody was blocking them, going through untouched? Like, getting that great center is a 10 out of 10 best thing we could have done this offseason.
Yeah. Well, Marcus Banks coming in always fixed our offensive line much to the screen, especially after the debacle that we saw last. That was absolutely one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen in my life. Rorschach, my guy, 10. He's going to help Fernando with the blitz pickups, and you'll help his help. It will help with this, but absolutely, young quarterback needs confidence in his center. Absolutely needs confidence in that center, and it takes a special kind of center to not only exude confidence to the quarterback, but being able to do it with the guys in front that he's playing with up front too. Money Chuck comes in. He's giving him a 10 because he calls signals as a great zone blocker and is young. Absolutely. 25 years old, already a 3-time Pro Bowler. Cannot go wrong with that. Did we overspend for him? Some people might say, but you know what? It's the price of doing business, right? If you want something, if you want that shiny red Corvette, you'll pay for it. Nick Telewicz, I want the Raiders to draft Max Ichenor at 36 if he drops there. I'm not opposed to that either. I like that kid. What an athlete. What an absolute athlete. Super stud, big. He's got that proverbial right tackle build to him. And he might be able to play left tackle, but based on what I saw at the Senior Bowl, he would be so natural at the right tackle and just lock that up.
Well.
Huh?
He moves so well. His footwork is beautiful.
It's incredible. He's a basketball player. That's where it was his basketball coach that told him to go play football.
Yeah. He definitely has the footwork.
Yeah, the boss is coming in with something here. 0. I wanted to play center, but was told no, so I'm a 10, and he's a 0.
I heard you failed your physical.
Yeah. And that's because he had a dislocated weenie. Next one, signing helps entire offensive side of the ball. Absolutely. And I think it might even help the defensive side of the ball out too. Now the defense is going to have a little bit more confidence in our offensive line that they're going to go out there and they're going to put points on the board. They're going to chew up clock, and they're going to put the team in position to win, because that ultimately is our goal, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want. Rorschach coming back in. He's also going to help Jeff's number 1 pick in Fernando. Nice, Rorschach. Nice. We're coming back in here. Yeah, Rorschach, you're welcome, man. No problem. I kid with you because I care, brother. So, and then, and if you hear or see Bueno, tell him we have a show on Tuesday night. I know he likes to do his own thing. Nick Telowicz, stack that old line so it doesn't. Ashton Genty don't get touched.
Thank you for bringing up Genty. That's another thing.
Yeah,
is we're going to be able to run the dang ball.
Even if we don't draft Mendoza, you still got to build that offensive line compared to what it was last year. You know, the big three: Tyler, Colton, JPJ, plus an actual O-line coach. A lot of people are missing out on that. One of the key acquisitions in the offseason was get that offensive line coach.
Yeah,
most definitely. That right there solves probably 60% of our problem from last year.
I mean, heck, I remember our Discord worrying about who was going to be our O-line coach before the coordinators.
Yeah.
Tired of having these terrible offensive line coaches.
Yeah. Yeah. And he comes from the wide zone blocking scheme, the birth of it.
Yeah.
With Mike Shanahan. So if there's anybody in the NFL that can teach it to the offensive lineman, it's him. And teach it to the running backs too, because sometimes running backs need to pay attention to how the offensive line coach is coaching the offensive line, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's he telling the guys over there in their film study? You know, and it doesn't hurt for them to do that. Stand by. Apparently we have an intruder. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Dark Side OB.
What's going on, y'all?
What's happening? We're just kicking through all these Got 22 people in the chat. Got some good chats going on in here. Rorschach and those guys, Nick Telowicz. You guys, man, keep it coming, man. And once again, hit those likes, subscribes. Dark Side OB, if you have your channel, I'll get your channel linked up here in a second through the chat. But
I haven't posted any content. I haven't been on there in a while. I've been busy, man. Baseball, and then I've been on TikTok a little bit.
Keep checking YouTube and make sure it didn't put you on silent for me.
Yeah, I've been super busy, man. My son, he just started C-team ball, so that's all we've been doing.
Yeah. Should we hit the intro, Jason?
No, we're good. We're gonna keep riding this. See, we're on question. We're just wrapping up question 4. So we'll bring you up to speed on this so you kind of roll with this the rest of the way, Dark Side. Signing Tyler Linderbaum was a big commitment. Is building the offensive line the smartest way to fix his team, or should the money have gone to playmakers?
No, absolutely. Tyler Linderbaum is the best signing. You have to start in the middle, up front, and in the middle, inside out. I feel like you need to, on offense, you have to have a good center. Center's very, very undervalued in the NFL, which is why people's making a big deal about the way he's getting paid. But if you're a top 3 center, why not get paid? Especially if you have a rookie quarterback coming in. You want to make life as easy as possible for that rookie quarterback, right? So, I 100% agree with the signing. I 100% agree with the money that they gave him. Like, make sure you get your guy and make sure that your quarterback is not going to be tasked with too much too soon, right? So yeah, I agree with that. So you gotta build, like I said, up the middle and up front, center, guards, tackles, and then on defense tackles and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of where we were going with that. Like I said earlier in one of our early episodes way back when we first started it, getting that starting down the middle of the field, from quarterback to center to nose tackle to middle linebacker to free safety. Start your leadership profile down the middle and then work your way out, because a lot of it hinders. A lot of it, people were saying, well, Max is the face and the leader of the defense. Well, if that's the case, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong approach to it. I would really love to see Max come back this next year and just be a silent leader. Celebrate your good plays. Don't get me wrong. Just be that silent leader. Let somebody else take the reins and run with it. Somebody like, I think N'Kobe Dean or Quay Walker could be one of those two guys that actually could be the one that set the tone and the mood and the attitude of that defense going forward.
I agree. I think it'll be more N'Kobe Dean than Quay Walker. I feel like Quay Walker's more quiet. He's a more actions guy. But I watched some N'Kobe Dean film from Georgia and from Philly, and he's a more talker. He's more of a talker. So I feel like he's going to be that verbal communicator, and that's what we've been lacking, right? A linebacker that controls the defense. We haven't had that. I mean, Robert Spillane was kind of that, but he was 27, 28 when he came over here, something like that.
Yeah, he was 27 because I think he was 29 last year.
All right, so yeah.
Nothing tells an employee that you love them by paying them well. Linderbaum can play 10 to 12 years still because of his position and skills. I'd like to keep him a long time. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I'd love nothing more for the Raiders to get back to having that just stout center who's going to be reliable over the years, just like the past Raiders, because in our first 30 years, we had 3 true centers.
Yep.
I mean, we had a couple guys sprinkled in there, but for those first 30 years, we truly did have like 3 legitimate guys. Stokes changed his number. I bet he's planning a big step up this year. I mean, I hope so. I mean, he earned the contract, but he's also a cover 3 corner. So I know Dark Side especially, but we were hoping that we get another corner to come in.
Yeah,
we're not out of that yet. D'Angelo Pons is going to be. It's going to be intriguing at that 36 pick where we go with that.
Yeah.
I truly think we need to go defensive tackle. If one of those two, if Hunter or McDonald is not there at 36, then D'Angelo Pons would be, because we can still go. We can still get at 67. We're still going to be able to get like a Orange from Ohio State or McClellan from Missouri. One of those guys that could really do a good job. And then we also have Adam Butler too. But I don't want to make Adam Butler a primary zero tech. I would still like to keep him 3, 4, or 5 on an odd man front. Especially in the passing downs, having them in the 4 and 5 with on Crosby's side, because they, like I said earlier in the show, they already have a built-in communication and how they do things on equal sides that seems to work really well. A good pairing on that side of the field. So, Dark Side
at 36, I want to see a safety. I don't want to press the issue, but we need an athletic, rangy type safety who's a good tackler, right? Because I'm not really that fond of Isaiah Polamau. I feel like he's a dime linebacker in a sub package type, a quarterback spot type. And then Jeremy Chan, he's again, it's about the same. He's bigger, so I feel like he can be more utilized like a Swiss Army knife type. Not as much as a Derwin James, because I don't think he's as athletic, but he should be playmaking around the line of scrimmage. I don't think he should be in a as a post safety or a hash safety. He needs to be in the box. So if I don't think Thieneman is going to be there at 36, but if some team likes Emmanuel Warren, McNeil Warren, or whatever his name is, and they take him before Thieneman, I feel like you have to take Thieneman. Thieneman is a hell of a player, and McNeil Warren is a hell of a player. I feel like those two guys at the safety position will make the defense that much better.
Yeah. And then another DB I think we should keep our eyes on possibly is Chris Johnson from San Diego.
I like Chris Johnson.
Yeah, our cornerback depth is very thin.
Even
Even with us bringing Stokes back, we're really, really thin at corner.
But hey, thanks for joining us, Corey Waring 7124. Thanks, man. Great take. Players are dependent on 10 other guys doing their jobs. Absolutely. And that's why sometimes just one key component like that, one player, can really elevate other players that much.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody here on the panel can agree that Linderbaum is going to be that guy that's going to elevate other people's play.
Yeah. I watched the Raiders. I think it was the Broncos. I think it was the Broncos game this morning. Will Putnam was in, and seeing 67 on the field was like, this guy is a practice squad guy, and he's starting on our team. Like, come on, man. At worst, this next year, Jordan Meredith is going to be the depth guy. He's going to be the Will Putnam. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's great. That's great depth to have. Even with the signing that we have today, it's a veteran guy who has legitimate snaps in the NFL. That's the type of depth you want. You don't want guys on the active roster that should be on the practice squad. That says a lot about your team when you have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Personally, if it was up to me, putting him away and be on the practice squad, that guy showed
he's terrible.
Absolutely terrible effort when he was actually given the chance.
I think every player we played except for JPJ at center, because JPJ didn't play center last year at all.
Mm-mm.
But I think everybody that we put in there was a huge liability.
Yeah,
no matter what, and it was so glaringly obvious. I mean, there were some games that it was just like, the guys were our offensive line were coming off the field with cleat marks on their chest. How does that happen?
Dirt on the back and butt. Yeah, that's not.
Every single game.
You know, you can't have that. If you can't snap the ball and move a guy, or at least stop him, or okay. You can't move him right or left or backwards, okay? But at least don't let him go over the top of you. You know, don't let him look down and see the top of your chin strap on your forehead every play. That's not good. But where's the flag?
Most of the time it was them looking like ballerinas out there just spinning because they was getting beat so bad.
Yeah. Where's the flag? You know, a job cares about its employees. If the toilet paper is actually good, you know that's a good point. It's kind of a comedic take on it, but there are sometimes that just not so much the pay, but other options that are built into the employment that also makes it fun. So, like, and I'm going to spin off of what he's saying is that how much does Kubiak hand to Linderbaum the keys of that leadership and say, here, direct us. And when you do that with a player, it really bolsters their confidence even more. And I don't think he really needs that. I think he's confident in what he does, and he's a very smart guy, intelligent. So, I think the pay was what it is, but also I think the opportunity to come and perform with the team and be a part of a team that is building So, shuffle cards. So,
I'm a bet.
I want a defensive tackle in round 2 for sure. Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of a priority. That defensive tackle, that zero technique is going to be a priority going into this draft.
I kind of have a different take. I think it's extremely important and agree we should, but our defensive tackle room's pretty, I don't want to say stacked, but it's pretty full right now. I think the more glaring needs is in the DBs or possibly offensive line positions. So I could see us going that route. A true nose tackle, we don't have that, but also who's to say that we're going to be playing a bunch of 3-4, even though that is our base?
Yeah.
Because I really think they're going to be moving pieces around and really trying to cause mismatches and trying to keep the offense off balance. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they're going to stick with like a traditional 3-4 for a bunch of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like it's the nose tackle is 100% we need to get, otherwise our defense is going to fall apart because we have a bunch of different guys that can play special roles in the defense.
Yep.
So it may not be a 100% necessity like a free safety is.
No.
Yeah, I have safety higher. I do want a legitimate like pass threat as far as defensive tackle, or in this case 3-4 defensive end goes. I do want that guy like a not gonna give you, but like a Byron Murphy or Leonard Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of guy. We don't have that type of guy, right? But I feel like the safety is way more important than D tackle, because like Duncan said, we got JJ Pegues, Thomas Hemingway, Thomas Booker, Tyree Wilson, Broderick Martin, Tonka Hemingway, who else? We got a lot of guys.
Butler.
Jonah Lalu.
So that's what, 7, 8 guys right there.
Yeah.
And that's probably all you're gonna keep is like 8 guys for the D line rotation. And that's
it depends on how many outside backers we keep too, or
right,
quote unquote outside backers we keep, because
right.
from there we have Max and Snowden,
Malcolm Coons.
Pay.
Yeah, Cody Pay.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's for the defense, I feel like it's safety, corner, inside backer, because it just depends on if they like Tommy Eichenberg. They didn't draft him, so they might not like him. So they might want to get a guy that they like to back up Walker and Nakobe Dean.
Yeah. And then
Here's one for you. I'm coming left field with my guys here up on stage. I'm gonna throw a little hypothesis out there, and chat, join in if you got a take on this as well. If we go into training camp and we're going from the 90 to 53, you see Tyree Wilson getting cut?
No.
Depends on who we bring in the draft, but no.
I'll tell you why it's a no, is because we're going to get a comp pick for him if we don't keep him.
Okay.
Next year.
I understand that, but sometimes that comp pick is in 2027, right?
Yeah, and GMs love their
Would
picks.
you carry a 2026 liability for a 2027 comp pick?
Well, here's
I don't
the
think
thing,
he's
though. Who on the roster is better than him? Because I think Tyree's going to play a lot better as a 5 technique guy, especially with like a Kuntz rushing outside of him or Crosby rushing outside of him. Because Tyree's whole thing, I think his biggest role is going to be a support role. He's going to allow Crosby to get a lot of one-on-one blocks. He's going to allow Kuntz to speed rush outside, and he's going to end up taking a lot of attention from the offensive lineman. Tyree's going to be a very important piece without getting those stats.
Mm-hmm. I agree to the best way to maximize Tyree Wilson is to minimize his responsibilities, where he doesn't have to worry about outside contain. He can play inside shade of that tackle on the strong side and help free up that outside edge rush, and maybe gather a couple blocks or two, kind of dirty up the run game a little bit. That's going to be important for him to establish that, because now, well, he's worked with Robbie Leonard obviously his whole career, so he already knows what the expectations are going to be. The reason why I throw that question out there is because if we go in and we invest, let's say we invest two top 150, two top 150 picks on defensive tackle, does that expose him? Because the other guy, when you talk about Lalu and Hemingway and Pegues, they have something to prove, whereas Tyree Wilson has been in the building longer and really hasn't done that yet.
Well, I think it exposes Jonah more because he's a 4-3 D tackle. Tyree can play that 5 technique, and then he's got enough size to where he can move in on a pass rush scheme into the nose tackle spot. Jonah is going to have to prove he can play in a 3-4 because he's not a nose tackle and he's not a 5 tech guy. He's a true 4-3 defensive tackle. And I really like Jonah. I was pounding the table for Jonah all last offseason, telling people, hey, you guys are forgetting about Jonah.
No.
He's going to step up this year. And guess what? He was our sack leader for the first 5 games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, we didn't have a lot of sacks, but Jonah's a legit guy. But he's a role player. He's a 4-3 D tackle. He's not a 3-4 guy.
And there's nothing wrong with that with him.
And I think I don't want to say Tyree's safe, but he's not a first round guy. Unfortunately, we took him as a first round pick. It is what it is, but we gotta live with it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the flag says it's a big drop off at D tackle after early round 2. Orange was a Big 12 D tackle. I'm good, and I live in Iowa. I mean, it's safe to say there's a big drop off, but it's like that in every position. There's a reason why there's guys that are projected first round, second round, third round, all that stuff. It's when you get into the later rounds, what role can those guys play on your team? Do they fit your scheme? Are they going to be able to do a job that you want them to do in your scheme? And I think Orange fills a big role at that nose tackle position and can definitely fill that role.
Money check. I like Genesis Smith, free safety in the 3rd round. Give us your take on Genesis Smith there, Mr. Darkside.
I like Genesis Smith. I think he's a 5th year senior. He had a walk on, right? I did a little bit of research about him. He had to walk on. He didn't really get a lot of snaps his freshman year. But as he did get a gain on actual role at Arizona, I think he earned a full ride. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. He earned a full ride. He's a solid tackler, right? I don't think he has a lot of missed tackles. He's rangy as a free safety. He can play a little bit of man. I like him, especially in the 3rd round. I like him in the 3rd.
Yeah.
And this is why you're here, because I couldn't answer that.
Yeah, I got limited info on him.
I did a little bit of research on him. I think he's a 5th year. I think he's a 5th year senior though. If I'm not, he might be a 6th year senior.
5th year senior is not too bad. 6th year senior kind of worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie to you.
Kids Boy Radio. Do you guys have any draft gems or sleepers? My guy is Trey Zune.
Okay.
He's an offensive lineman who has played legitimately all 5 positions in college, and he played 3 of them this year for Texas A&M, from center, left guard, and left tackle. He's a true utility guy, and also he had I'm trying to remember the exact stat, but he had the lowest pressure rate, I believe, of offensive linemen this year in college.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades. What about you, brother? Who's your draft gem or sleeper?
Wait, I was wrong about Genesis Smith. I'm thinking about his partner at Arizona. His partner is the 5th year senior. I can't think of his name. Genesis Smith. It says he's a junior.
Okay,
That's a lot better.
that helps in his progression.
You said who? What said? Do you have?
Who is your draft gem or sleeper? I'm gonna piss.
Offense and defense?
Just one, and I'm gonna piss you off when I tell you mine.
Okay. Yeah. Jack Kelly. I love Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly out of BYU. I forgot. Jack Kelly out of BYU. He's a jack of all trades in the front 7. He can rush off the edge. He can quarterback spy. He can play inside backer if you need him to. The guy's he's a great athlete. If you watch the scouting combine, his RAS score is in the top percentage, right? He's above a 9.3, which is what I've been doing a little bit of research on John Spatek, and most of the guys that he likes has a high RAS score. So I'm hoping that he likes Jack Kelly because, like I said, Jack Kelly he can rush off the edge. He can fill multiple roles, right? He can rush off the edge and he can play the inside backer position. And he went to BYU, so you know he's smart. And he's not going to get in trouble because he went to BYU. So yeah, Jack Kelly's my guy.
You ready to get mad?
Big guy, what, 6'4", 240, 245, 250, something like that. Yeah.
Duncan's over there laughing. He's like, "Don't make dark side mad." He's gonna get mad when I say it. Well, draft Jim, but a sleeper only by circumstance, and that's gonna be Chris Bell, Louisville, wide receiver.
Oh no, I'm not gonna get mad. Bailey.
Well, I know he kind of torched you guys a little bit.
Yeah, that was more on our defense than it was him. We took some terrible angles, but yeah, I like Chris Bell.
I'll never forget. He caught that 15-yard slant on the backside of the linebackers, and you guys had two safeties and a cornerback that had a beat on him, and he still parted it like the sea, man. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Jacoby Thomas made me mad that play. He pissed me off.
No,
I say Jacoby Thomas.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy to know that I didn't make you mad.
No, I ain't get mad.
Raiders Zach coming in saying Tyree has like $7 to $8 million account against the cap so far. For that reason alone, he won't get cut. If anything, they would trade him first, in my opinion. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Raiders Zach?
What up? I could see them trading like a player swap, kind of like they did. What was it, Bennett last year for?
Bennett and Booker.
Yeah, for Booker.
Yeah. Hey, that wouldn't be a bad idea to find somebody out there that has a cornerback that we can probably swap with them, bring in another cornerback to compete with Porter and Stokes. And also with the thing of it is, where did DeCamerion Richardson go? His ascension his rookie year was I really thought his second. I was like, man, his ascension his rookie year. I was like, this kid's got something. He's got something. He's gonna be somebody. And then last year I saw him as a gunner and a couple defensive plays, and that as we know, the Pete Carroll regime. That's probably by default why that happened.
DCAM was hurt the majority of the offseason. So
he was hurt any practice and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that pretty much burnt the bridge for Pete Carroll, even though DCAM fits that Pete Carroll mold, just
to the
tall, physical, free athlete at cornerback. Like, I got excited for DCAM so much so in the Discord when we first got Pete Carroll. I'm like, I am excited for DCAM. And this is the best move possible for a head coach for DCAM was Pete Carroll. And then DCAM went and got hurt. So unfortunate events for him.
Yeah, I want to go back to what I was thinking about trading Stoops, the guy from Arizona. That's what I was thinking about, not Genesis Smith. Trading Stoops, a 6-year senior out of Arizona. So I had my guys mixed up. But I like DCAM. I think we talked about it, Duncan. Like why didn't, because I watched his tape and he didn't get beat over top. If he did get beat, it was like underneath. He plays good man. He gets his hands, like he disrupts routes, right? So him not getting any opportunities on defense, it really shocked me.
Well, plus DCAM's actually a decent tackler too. Like he's actually underrated at tackling.
Yeah.
Like he to a T fit Pete Carroll's mold, but he was hurt. Like that was the whole thing. Pete Carroll's big on practicing, and guess what? He missed the most important practices, and that was the offseason stuff.
Yeah.
If Spatek should have told Carroll to start again. I mean, not start, but like towards the back end of the season when the season was lost. DCAM and Porter outside with. I know a lot of people don't like Caillou Blue Kelly, but I feel like he can be a good slot corner and put him at the nickel. I feel like that would have been a good 3, right? And then you can see who can do what. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like Caillou Blue Kelly, but he's a good tackler too. He sticks his nose in there.
I could see him being decent on the slot. But we're not going to find out in the silver and black because I don't think we re-signed him.
No, yeah.
Nope, I think he's gone. Rorshart's coming in the front office.
We did the same thing with my bad, but we did the same thing with the guy that he with Green Bay now. 25.
Keon Nixon.
Keon Nixon. We did the exact same thing. They put him at nickel, and he's been starting at nickel for 3 years now.
Yeah, he's probably one of their best cornerbacks.
Yeah, they're more consistent. Once they got rid of Jair Alexander, he's their most consistent one.
Mm-hmm. We're going to touch on this real quick for Rorschach. The front office is going to restructure some players' contracts. I'm not worried. We'll have money next year as well. Yeah, I think they're going to I wouldn't be surprised if they convert some of Max's contract into a signing bonus to clear the cap up a little bit. Same with Colton Miller. Bring some of that money back so they can get a little bit more spending before the draft or even after the draft, or even post June 1st. Give us a little bit more leverage in the post June 1st. You guys got anything else on that?
We don't want to restructure too much because we don't want to kick the can down the road too much because we're in a very good position for the next 2 years cap space wise, even with our recent signings.
But getting that quarterback on a rookie contract helps so much to do that. We really could stretch the rest of Max's career and keep him happy with drafting a quarterback this year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I don't foresee Miller being much more than another 1 or 2 years with us, which is going to free up some of his money to pay Brock Bowers, and then we get us a left tackle, a rookie left tackle that could be a stud, and put him over there and kind of keep that ball rolling. Because at the end of this year, I'm not going to lie, when this season, as soon as this NFL season is over, they need to go straight over to Bowers' agent and go, "What do you want? What's it going to take?"
Yeah. Yeah, they need to take care of Bowers pronto.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
And if I mean, it'd be risky, but I would sign JPJ too if he stays healthy all season and the offensive line looks legit. I would go ahead and re-sign him to like a 3-year deal too, just so I can have him on contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think JPJ will be a pretty easy re-sign too because he's a Raider. So hopefully he plays well and hopefully he plays the whole season. Mm-hmm. Bare minimum, no concussion.
Right.
Cannot get another concussion.
If he stays like healthy all season, I mean, I know you're gonna get knocks and bruises or whatever, but no concussions, no major injuries, like you available every game, then yeah.
All right, where's the Flyers coming in? I'm just gonna lay this out here. Omar Cooper Jr. throughout his whole career, 20% of the time he touched the ball, he scored a touchdown. He's always making plays when he touches the ball.
Yeah.
He
is a highlight reel.
Which I think he's probably going to go around anywhere from 16 to 18 in the draft. I don't think he's in that draft. If we still had the 14th pick, then we were still in the game for him. But right now we're not. He's in that zone, that draft zone that I don't think we're going to be able to get him unless we move up, make a drastic move up, and we're going to have to give up some decent draft capital to get there.
I think he'll be there at 36 for us. I could see like him going in the 30s before us, but I don't think he's going in the teens. The biggest thing with him is he was never the number one receiver, and I think that alone will make it so teams won't pick him above 20. But
yeah, I like Omar Cooper Jr. I think he'll be there in the late first, early 30s. Yeah, I don't think he's going to the teens because that means Tate, Lemon, and Tyson's going top 10, top 12.
Yeah, I don't see that. I could see 2 of those guys going in the top 12, but not all 3.
Yeah. I like Kilgore.
Jalen Kilgore.
I was looking at Jalen Kilgore. I had to grab my mic for that one. I was looking at Jalen Kilgore tape, and his tape reminds me, I ain't gonna say so much of Eamon Worry, but South Carolina's, I don't know who South Carolina's DB coach is, but it just looks like everybody's always confused. And that was Eamon Worry's problem coming out of South Carolina, right? They said he was always late to the party or late to recognize things. And I feel like that's Kilgore's issue. But when you look again, I don't put a lot of stock into the scouting combine, like too much stock into the scouting combine. I like watching it to see who's athletic or not. But his athletic score, his RAS score, I think was top 5 for safeties, like within the last 5 years. So he's athletic free, and I think he's like 6'2", 210 or something like that. So he's another guy. I think he can be a legit free safety too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wish Deneman would fall to 36.
He would be
so fast and such a ball hawk and a sure tackler. So,
and then his Purdue tape is amazing. His Oregon tape, they had him playing a different role. His Purdue tape, he was a legit free safety. Like that's all he did was play the post, and he has so much range. I like the dude. I like that. Yeah. I think he goes.
He ran a 4.36 at the combine. So
he's a good
free safety. That's cooking.
Oh yeah, free safety is normally around 4.5 ish.
Curry from Ohio State. I'm not familiar with him.
Curry's an outside linebacker, number 92 from Ohio State. He's a good ball player. Whether or not he will take it to the next level, that's to be determined.
Could be one of those guys where he was surrounded by so much talent. He might
Lindenberg.
Yeah. My only knock on Caden Curry, I like Caden Curry too. I would take him on day 3. But my only knock is saying he's a senior and you didn't get playing time until your senior year. I don't like guys like that. I don't like guys like that. I want you to be producing. If you can produce as a freshman, like that's the guy I want, and be consistent with it. And then if it takes you a sophomore year to produce, but you damn near dominating every year, then I like stuff like that. I don't want to take a chance on a guy that's just starting as a junior. That says a lot to me. Unless you got, legitimate guys in front of you. But even still, if you're good, you're going to find a way on the field.
Yeah.
Rorschach coming in with an update on the World Baseball Classic. Venezuela's up 1-0, top of the 5th inning. Check that. It is now 2-0.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't find it.
I think it's ESPN, isn't it?
It wouldn't pop up on mine. I tried to watch FS1 and ESPN.
I think it's on FS1.
Raider Zach, please give me one of Omar Cooper Jr. or Elijah Surratt. They're both going to eat in the league. I really like Cooper. Surratt, not as much. I mean, Surratt's that big-bodied receiver where he's going to make your contested catches and all that. My problem with Surratt is a little too much did he not come up with the ball. Like, he had some key drops in the playoffs, so that kind of made me shy away from him a little bit, which also is reflecting in him being a 3rd-round receiver compared to Cooper possibly being a 1st-round receiver.
Yeah.
I would love Cooper. I mean, the guy has the knack for the ball, and he is a highlight reel.
I like him too.
Where's the flags agreeing with Surratt and Cooper? I mean, I threw it in the Discord earlier. Like, would we be mad if we went Mendoza, Cooper, Surratt in the draft? 1, 2, 3.
I would.
I'm a defensive guy. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the one thing. But it depends on where your cluster sets you. Your drop board. You know how they set their clusters. They'll put 4 people up on the board when they're when they're 2 picks away, they'll put 4 people up next to it, and then subtract whoever gets picked ahead. And if one of those 2 are there, and the guy on defense that we wanted got picked just before us, then yeah, stick and pick, best player available. I would take him.
I'm a defensive guy. I want defense. I want defense.
Yeah.
I would be upset if that what you just said, quarterback, wide receiver. I would be upset. I'm not gonna lie to you, because Trey Tucker, you don't trade unless you trade. Because Trey Tucker, Jack Best, you spent the second round pick on him. You're giving up on Dante Thornton. Then you just signed Jalen Naylor. Derek Young is gonna make this team because he's a special teams guy. So that's what 4 guys right there.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna draft 2 guys.
And neither of them play special teams.
Right. So you draft them second and third. So, and nobody else plays teams except for Jack Best, but you don't want your second round pick playing teams.
Yep, Hits Boy. Thank you for that. 2027, we'll clear a lot of that dead cap money with Wilkins, Gino, and Jacoby. I don't think Jacoby's that big of a liability on us, because I thought we got cash for Jacoby in the trade.
I thought because we traded him in the last offseason, we don't have dead cap on him.
But we did get 2 picks, so I'll take it.
Yeah. And then the Wilkins thing, we may still possibly get that money too. So, it's sitting in an account right now. Broncos put Patrick Surtain on Bowers.
I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know Pat. That's actually a really good matchup for both players. There's going to be times Bowers is going to win that battle. And if you don't believe me, go watch the Georgia-Alabama national championship game when Nick Saban specifically put Patrick Surtain on Bowers, and it still didn't help.
Yeah. Thank you, Rorschach. I cannot say that. Rorschach Raider. Frank Weber, for every team that reaches, another player falls. Absolutely. Happens every year.
Hey, welcome in, Frank Weber.
Happens every round.
Yeah.
But even if we are the team that reaches, if that's truly the guy they want, get your guy. I mean, that's the most important thing. Like, if you can't get a deal to trade back, just take your guy. If you truly believe he's the right pick.
Yeah.
Ohio State is a different animal. Curry was brought up through the system behind absolute monsters. Yeah.
He's a good ball player. I just don't.
It's good.
I think he maxes out at the collegiate level in greatness. It becomes average to below average at the NFL level.
Yeah. Let's speed up on the chat a little bit, try to catch up, because they're answering the stuff that we were talking about a while ago.
Yeah. We have a Bueno sighting. Bueno, welcome, brother. Round 2, we need defense. We need to get after those quarterbacks in our division. Also, the Broncos just acquired Jalen Waddle, so gonna need a little outside help too on the outside.
That's okay. So, Waddle will hurt himself again.
Maybe.
He's the walking IR.
Yeah, Bueno's coming in. He's defensive tackle, preferably. Zero technique. I really, at 36, if Hunter or McDonald's is there, you gotta take one of those 2 guys.
Yeah. Bring a round 1 receiver next year. Absolutely. That's what I want the most.
Yeah.
Because my dream scenario is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren in the 2nd round. And then 3rd round, we get Big Citrus. I think that totally solidifies the middle of our defense. Bueno Slutin to Where's the Flag? Jeremiah Smith next year. It's still a possibility. We got to remember we were the worst team last year. Is it possible we make a big jump? Yes. Is it likely? maybe. I don't know.
I feel so. Go ahead. Catch up.
Go ahead. I don't
I
know.
was gonna say before free agency, I had us getting 5-6 wins. But when you actually think about it, we won 4 games last year, and then rewatching the tape, we should have won at least 3 more. Right? Terrible coaching, terrible quarterback play. If we get standard coaching and standard quarterback play, I'm not even talking about elite above average. I'm just talking standard, right? Middling quarterback play, middling head coaching play before draft. We should win at least 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also got to remember the first Charger game. If Geno Smith doesn't throw those picks, we win that game.
Yes.
The Bears game, we make that field goal at the end of the game, we win that game. Or Geno doesn't throw one of his 3 interceptions, we win that game. Colts, we got absolutely destroyed.
DC,
Commanders, we got destroyed. Both Broncos games were very winnable.
Yes,
they're low scoring.
One of them 10-7.
Yeah. Jags game, somehow we didn't win that game.
You see what I'm saying?
Jags did not. I see what you're saying.
And the Texans game.
Yeah, Texans game too.
Giants game.
And that was really the Texans game was really the only game last year that I thought that it was 110% effort. Everybody played. They actually kind of played like a team from all 3 phases. And
that Geno didn't start the game, right? He was hurt, right?
No, he played that game.
He played that one? Okay.
As long as Jeremiah Smith is nothing like his cousin, I think it is, Geno.
And the second cousin, I think.
Yeah. Eugene. Shout out Eugene.
Hopefully sooner removed. Dumb Broncos traded a bunch of stuff for Waddle. Yeah, I agree. That was a terrible trade. Waddle is always hurt. The guy makes a catch, falls on the ground, and hurts something.
And they already had a Jalen. Marvin Mims is Jalen Waddle without the big name. Marvin Mims is actually pretty good to me.
Yeah. He's not utilized enough.
No.
As soon as I heard the trade went down, I was like, man, I hope they traded their first.
I don't even know what the trade was. I just know he got traded.
I don't either.
I don't even know what the trade was.
Jeremiah Smith, top 3 picks, depending on quarterback.
A first, a third, and a 5th for Waddle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, they don't like this draft.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith, top 3 pick, depending on quarterbacks. I think there's going to be at least 3 quarterbacks in the first round.
Next year?
Yeah. 2027.
4. I could see 4. I got Chambliss, Sellers, Manning.
Chambliss coming out this year.
Do you think he's going to end up having to come out this year?
Yeah, they revoked it, right? They said he couldn't go. He couldn't play.
I thought he. Yeah.
Oh, he's still trying. Okay, I thought it. I didn't know.
I never heard news on that.
And I don't think he can be in the actual. He's going to have to be in the supplemental draft. Because I think the deadline's already passed for you to be in this draft. It's going to be a Terrell Pryor type situation where he's going to be in the supplemental draft.
I got you.
Yeah, Jags game. Yep. World Baseball Classic update 2-0. Top of the 6th. Can Bo Nix even throw the ball further than 25 yards?
Yeah. He just doesn't have the confidence right now.
I mean, I'm confident he can throw it to our team.
That was one of Kyle Blue Kelly's interception. He just shut the ball down.
Yeah. He got 2 of those.
Yeah. One of them was on a double in. But go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. I'm really excited for next year. I think we're going to be much better than people think.
I think so too.
That'd be awesome. But I'm going to I think we're going to get 6 to 7 wins.
I'm sticking I'm sticking to 7 right now until I see the draft.
Yeah. Ranger Zach, hope so, dude. Yeah. So I mean, even like if we do end up with like 6 wins, like I am confident with what I'm seeing so far in this offseason that we're building in the right direction. Like, even if we don't get those wins, like as long as the play is just not abysmally like, what are you doing out there?
Right.
I think we're very solid for the future.
100%. I 100% agree with that.
You guys think Kubiak runs a vanilla offense year 1 to get players adjusted to his playbook? No, because I mean, his playbook seems to be he has his key plays and like how he wants to run it. But he's gonna go full throttle. Like, look at the Saints, look at Seattle. Like, he's gonna give it his all game, and he can't ask anything of his players if he's not going to. He's gonna go full force. Like, this is what we're doing. Keep up.
I think the only player that is going to struggle with his playbook from the beginning is going to be Genty. But I think once he gets the concepts of the zone read and the wide zone read, he'll be just fine. He's so much of a downhill power back that I don't think he's ever really ran. I know at Boise State it sounded like that's what he ran, but it was more so that they were just beating the shit out of people, and he had a bunch of open space when he hit the hole. But
I think he's gonna eat in this. And again, I feel like the which I have not this comment, but the topic that y'all have the Linderbaum topic. That's going to be the biggest key to Mahomes, to Mendoza, and to Genty, right?
Yeah,
he's gonna control everything.
They're not gonna have a guy in their lap at the handoff,
all right?
Or in the huddle.
Yeah.
So I think the most important, not the most important, but I think one of the key guys is going to be Michael Mayer.
Yeah. He needs to be utilized, and Kubiak does like his 12 personnel. So hopefully we finally see what we got in Mayer. Hopefully both Bowers and Mayer stay healthy throughout the season so we can see what that two-headed monster looks like. Because that is definitely the strength of this team still on the offensive side is our tight end room.
Yeah. All right. And I feel like he's going to, hopefully, I want Charles Grant to start at right tackle. So, but yeah, that's a different topic. Go ahead. What was that?
Let's fire off on Rorschach's question here. I myself am not worried about the other teams in our division. Denver is ascending. The Chargers are always in limbo, and the Chiefs are declining, in my opinion. Just worried about what we're doing. Ultimately, I 100% agree. I'm more worried about what we're doing versus what other teams are doing. I still think the Chargers are just going to be a pain in our asses no matter what. And then as far as the Chiefs, yeah, the Chiefs are declining, but this year they've got a lot of good draft capital going into the draft. A lot of they got 5 picks in the top 55. For them, that's for Andy Reid, that's could be deadly. How they can turn it around that much quicker and be a juggernaut again. The one thing I think that's going to be the hang-up is the health of Patrick Mahomes going into the season.
They're in a one-season reset, and they're full-on invested in that. They're going to be scary in 2027.
I don't think Mahomes. I wouldn't play him. He got hurt in December, late December. So I wouldn't play him.
I think that's why they got Fields too, is because they brought in another quarterback to be the backup because Mahomes is going to sit the whole season.
Yeah.
So they're tanking.
Not, I wouldn't say it's a tank. I think Fields is going to be the backup to their guy. They're going to go out and play, but they're in a hard one season reset. Like they still have a quality roster. They're going to be scary in 2027. But still, what are the Raiders going to do? We got to worry about ourselves before we start worrying about other teams.
Yes, I agree.
Seen somewhere that Tucker could be the odd man out. Do you see us moving off of him? No, I don't.
I don't either. Unless we do attack the wide receiver one position above Naylor, go one step above Naylor, because Naylor's better than Tucker.
And
he's better than Bash.
They might finally use Tucker in the position he should be playing in that slot.
That's the only place he can play, really.
Tucker can be moved around. I think Tucker fits more of that JSN role than Naylor does.
Yeah.
Naylor's an outside guy, and he's going to perform well, but he's taken over those outside duties. Tucker, he's going to be that motion guy. He's going to move around, do a bunch of different stuff that Kubiak likes to do. I think Tucker is going to finally be in the right position instead of just using him as a pure outside speed guy.
I agree. I like Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I do too. I just think he's been underutilized and not used properly. He's not a true outside guy. He's a guy that needs to move around and find a matchup. And his route running is very underrated.
He has very good. He's very good route running. He's very good at route running.
I think Kubiak could unlock him. And if Kubiak doesn't, then Tucker's going to be gone, and we're going to get another comp pick for him. Because he was a third-round draft pick.
Yes.
Raiders, Zach, think about it. Late first and third for Waddle. That's what really was. The fourth cancel out because the Broncos sent a fourth back to the Dolphins. I'd rather pay a late first and third for Waddle than a second for DJ Moore. No, I'd rather pay the second for DJ Moore because DJ Moore plays every game.
And
I give up a second for DJ Moore.
All right, let's be honest, Raider Nation. Do you trust this front office more now that after these moves, or are you still waiting to see results on the field? Let's go with you, Duncan, on that one.
I'm net positive and trusting the front office. After the moves
hold on a second. Dark Side, we got your TV in the background. It's pretty loud.
My wife.
Oh, never mind. It was. Hey, don't worry about it, Rorschach. It's Days of Our Lives was playing in the background.
But anyways, I'm net positive on this front office. With the moves they made so far, with the cap spending, I'm willing to put most of last offseason on Pete Carroll. A lot of the moves ended up looking very Pete Carroll-esque. Even some of the draft picks, like Porter. I really like Porter, but Porter is a Pete Carroll pick, hands down, because he's that tall, fast, physical cornerback. And then like all the ex-Seahawks that we brought in. So I'm 100% willing to let last offseason slide and give Spytek his props and his flowers for this offseason. Even that Max Crosby trade that fell through, we were going to get 2 first-round picks when everyone and their mother said that we should only get 1 and maybe a third. You guys remember all those stupid trade proposals that were all over social media. Like, I'll give you a 3rd-round pick and my wife's girlfriend from way back when. Like, who says no? So, no, I definitely think Spytek is shown he can handle the position. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's willing to wait it out. Like, he's not jumping into anything too quickly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Where's the flag is absolutely 100% on board. What about you, Dark Side?
Can you hear that background noise?
A little bit.
All right, but yeah. So what? Ask the question again. I'm sorry.
Be honest with us. Do you trust this front office more now that after these moves, or are you still waiting to see the results on the field?
No, I trust you. I trust the moves. Getting the two inside backers and Linderbaum solidified it for me, but then also getting a Quiddy Pay was a very underrated signing, and bringing like every move that they made, every guy that you brought in on day one is a starter, not just a starter, but a young starter who has their prime ahead of them. So yeah, I love the moves. I love the moves. I said back in February around Valentine's Day that this offseason was critical to the success that we will have 7 years from now. Because if we mess this offseason up, it will set us back 2 years. It will set Mendoza back. But I feel like we've set him up for success. All right, so I love everything that they've done. I love the contracts. I love the guys they brought in. I even like the guy that they brought in today, Spencer Bradford, I think.
Perfect.
I like him.
Yeah.
I wanted Josh Jones that he re-signed with Seattle, but Spencer Bradford is just as good, if not better. He's a more established vet. All right, so I like.
He's only 25.
Bradford is.
Burford is only 25 years old.
Yeah,
that's even better. I thought it was like 28, 29.
Rorschach Raider. Yes, I do trust them because on paper we have upgraded 100%. Yep. Ardell Ravens are bitch ass franchise. Well,
Ardell.
GM. Their GM is definitely.
Nah, I got smooth with the Ravens.
No, that definitely their GM's a little bitch.
Yeah.
They didn't even talk to Max until it was time to tell him we're canceling the trade.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He got off the phone with his agent, and then 5 minutes later they said we're canceling the trade.
Yeah.
And it was like, and at that point they were already finalizing a deal with Hendrickson, which is fine. Take your little pretty boy that all he does, he'll get you 12 or 15 sacks. You know, okay, that's cool. But you know what? I'd just run the ball at him. If I saw Trey Hendrickson, I'm just gonna run right at you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull JPJ right at you, and we're running at you.
Raiders act Spy Tech all about the picks. Spy has done nothing but hit a home run this free agency. Now we move to the draft with a great draft. Raiders are finally going places. Complete trust, period. Yeah. Spy Tech has set us up in a very, very good position.
For real. I feel like especially I want us to make the playoffs so he can win. I like winning. I want to make the playoffs for one so he can win GM of the year. 2, I want to face the Ravens in the wild card. I want to face the Ravens in the wild card because I know
at home.
Going to go crazy.
Oh,
at home.
I don't care where it's at. I just want to face them. It would be even better at Ravens because so the Ravens fans could be there. Like, damn, Max Crosby
with Max Crosby at 100%. Oh,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Max Crosby has had some of his best games against the Ravens.
Oh yeah,
100%. Yes, but yeah.
Looking at the moves that we made, are the Raiders trying to become a defensive powerhouse again, like the old days?
I feel like that would be ideal, especially for Mendoza. Getting a great defense takes the pressure off of him, and I feel like Brady knows that. Every time Brady won a Super Bowl, he had a great defense. With Boston, not Boston, what's their name? New England and in Tampa Bay. Yeah. The defenses were amazing. So I feel like he knows that and he's going to press the issue.
Well, even bringing it back to Raiders history is like the Raiders were great when we were running that 3-4 defense.
Mm.
And we were just smashing people. I mean, I wish I could have bore witness to it, but fortunately, I'm not as old as Jason over here. But
Mhm.
I mean, going back to the 3-4 defense, like the Raiders of old used to run, have stout edge rushers now. Crosby, Quiddy Pay, Kuntz as a role player, Snowden has his time to shine here in this 3-4 defense. Got two stout middle linebackers. Like, our defense is looking like it's being set up to be very, very dominant in the middle.
I'm looking for transcending. Set the trend. A new marquee on the defensive side of the ball, to where we can. It just shines, and then when they come to Las Vegas, they know that they're in for a lot of work.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And that's what I'm looking for. And to kind of spin back into the front office moves, 3 of our free agent sign. I always say when we go into free agency, if you can hit on 3 free agents, you had a very successful free agency period. I know we haven't played a game yet. We're still in the off season, but you tell me Linderbaum, Dean, and Walker they're going to succeed. I am 100% confident those guys are going to make a huge difference on our team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barring injury, they're going to be.
Barring injury. You can never predict injury. We know that.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like an underrated guy that a lot of people's not talking about, what I consider him a free agent signing too, is Teron Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We kept bringing him up before.
Okay, not bad.
Yes.
Yeah. No, great minds think alike. Hey, he's going to be a pivotal piece in this defense because he can play that outside linebacker role. He can have a bunch of different sub packages for him. He's got that slot locked down. He can play the field a lot more than just being a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And he's played. I watched Buffalo. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but I seen them play him at safety. It's like as like in a disguise type package.
Yeah.
He was lined up at safety. He dropped down to like cover the flat, and sometimes he would line up at safety and he would cover like the deep half. So he's very versatile.
Roshash, I'm not bueno, does not have his own takes. His AI refrigerator speaks for him 100%.
Why do we gotta go there?
Takes a lot for you to say that. No.
You did that?
Yeah, that was Jason.
Oh, I was like, what the world?
I can't hear the soundboard for some reason.
Raiders for life. I'm so hyped for the Raiders. Yeah, we all are.
Yeah,
I mean, this free agency. Like, I'm not trying to be overly optimistic because we got to take it one step at a time. We got to keep building the right way. But it's like, man, this free agency is just really, really good.
Can we say hope is a hindrance sometimes in Raider Nation?
Yeah.
I'd say it usually is.
I got a different question. Let's say it's week 6. All right. Trade deadline is week 8. It's week 6. We are 4-2. Our corners aren't keeping up their end of the bargain. All right. We're good on defense, but if we had a legitimate corner, we would be even better. Would you trade a first-round pick for a corner so you could solidify that position group, or would you just hold off and wait?
Depends on how much of a hindrance our cornerbacks are. Because if we're 4-2, we're having success somewhere, right?
Let's say the offensive scoring points and we're stopping the run, and It's just early in the game. We can't stop anybody through the air. So we're forcing them, you know what I'm saying, to throw the ball, which we're getting sacks and all that stuff. It's just, I mean, 4-2, the cornerback room is just abysmal. Or to say, just say the DB room as a whole is abysmal. And we need help in the secondary. Would you trade it to?
It depends on who's available, but
Let's say AJ Terrell.
He's from the Falcons?
Yeah.
I think I would do it. How many years are left on his contract? If he's got 2 years on his contract, I'm definitely pulling that trigger.
Yeah.
Raiders Zach saying no, wait, find another avenue.
Oh, wait, okay.
Well,
you wouldn't do it, Downs?
It's hard when you're trying to build, and 2027 is also going to be part of the building process. Giving up a first round pick to satisfy today's taste buds for tomorrow's venue, I couldn't do that. Okay. I couldn't do that. But let's say we're 4-2, and those 2 losses were to top teams, playoff caliber teams, and then 2 of our 4 wins are against playoff caliber teams, and a couple of those are dominant wins. I might think about it a little bit. It all has to do with, because there's a difference between being 4-2 and being 4-2,
right?
You know what I mean? So it just depends on how we get there. If we get to 4-2 by the skin of our teeth. Say for example, like the 2021 season, right? How we ended up with winning right with Bisaccia as our head coach, right? That whole season, it just the last 5. We had to win the last 5 of our. We had to win our last 5 games and get help from other teams to make the playoffs, right? And a lot of that came. I mean, like when we played Cleveland, right? Cleveland had 13 people on COVID that couldn't play, so that bode well for us to win that game, and we still only won it 15-13, you know. So my take on this, I know I'm kind of rambling just a little bit, but my take on it is, how is a 4-2 record look?
If it's like a legitimate playoff team,
like say for example, we beat the Chargers. Let's say we beat the Chargers and the Broncos. Okay, so that's also 2 strikes in the column for our division, right? And we're 4-2, and let's say our 2 losses are to,
I don't know who we play. Let's say the 2 losses is let's say Rams, and I don't know who we play, but let's say Rams and
Niners.
Yeah, Niners. Okay.
Yeah, but we played Seattle tough and lost at the end, at the very end.
All right.
Then I'm going to say, you know what? Because you can always make up that first round pick one way or another with additional draft capital. You know, you can always, maybe make another trade somewhere, offload somebody for a second round pick, or maybe Atlanta's in the game for a tight end, and we go, well, we got this Michael Mayer guy that we really aren't using properly. You want to, maybe trade straight across and make it a third round pick instead of a first round pick.
You would do that.
So
well, if we shift the goalpost a little bit more, what if the losses were week 1 and week 3? So we're on a 3-game winning streak.
No.
Does that change it at all?
It depends on what type of wins and who we're winning against. I mean, to be quite honest,
a win's a win.
No.
Yeah,
Because
a win's a win.
Well, no. I'm calling fucking bullshit right now.
Look at the Broncos.
Because,
look at the Patriots. A win's a win.
Yeah, but beating the Cardinals and beating the Dolphins and a 3-game win streak versus beating the Chiefs and the Chargers, or the Broncos and the Chargers in that 3-game win streak, it's a huge difference in that.
Okay, we're undefeated in division, and our losses were week 1 and week 3. Like we're looking like a legitimate playoff team. Because
That's what I'm talking. Now you're kind of going where I'm rolling with you on that.
To me, if we started off 1-2, and then we're now 4-2, like we're building something. To me, if it's that scenario, a win's a win, and we're building something. It doesn't matter who those wins are against. You got to start winning somewhere, and you don't pick your opponents. You just got to win. A win's a win.
Just win, baby, is absolutely positively your 100. But we're talking about trading away assets that we're looking to build, right? So we're not taking 2026 is not the only year we're building. We're building in 2027.
I asked who was available. If the player is young enough and good enough, we can build with them.
Okay.
Like look at the 2 linebackers or 3 linebackers we signed. Like they're all younger. We can build with them. They're going to be.
So is it something where AJ Terrell could be a 3-year? He could be a Raider for a minimum of 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, knowing that, now that I have that information, that's going to be a little bit. That's going to maybe give me that itch to maybe pull that deal. If I can make that trade, knowing because you're giving up a first-round pick in 2027.
Yeah.
Okay, which is crucial to building, but you're trading for a safety that's also a part of your building blocks.
He's a corner.
Or corner.
Excuse me.
So that's also part of your building blocks as well. So it doesn't, in a roundabout way, it doesn't matter. I don't care how we get there as long as we get there with the right people and the right roster. Right? But we do it, none of this 1 year prove it, a bunch of 1 year prove it deals. I like the 2 and 3 year contracts because 26 and 27 are building years, right? So this year is going to be phase 1. Next year is going to be the final phase as to where we're going to be as a franchise going forward, right? The only thing is and I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way, Duncan. It is sometimes you got to kind of stay pat at the trade deadline, not be a buyer as much as a seller. Unless you're in that position that you go, you know what? We're in win now mode for the next 3 years. Let's go ahead and make that deal.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing on the
confident.
trade is it has to be for a player that, one, we can for sure re-sign if they're on 1 year left on their contract. If it's we're going to trade for that player, I need the guarantee from the player that this is the contract we're going to give you. Do you want it? Yes or no? Okay. Yeah. We're trading and signing right away.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want a player that, okay, we just gave away a first-round draft pick on a gamble of a player that we may not have past this season. I think it's a lot more appealing for a player that has 2 years left on their contract because you're guaranteed to have that one more season to negotiate with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully on your side on being cautious with giving away the draft pick. That's why I'm saying this stuff is the player has to be willing to stick with us. I need that guarantee that we can re-sign them right here, right now, once the trade is made, that we're going to have you on our roster for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Right. And where a lot of people get caught up in that, where they're having some success and they want to take a little gamble like that, is you're being misrepresented in the type of success that you're having. That's why I say, what type of, we're 4-2, but who'd we beat? Right. Yeah. And how did we beat them? And how did we look overall? And is it just a small piece, a cornerback like that can really make that difference? Okay. And if that's the case, then yeah, make the deal. But if it's something where we're just like, we're winning games, but we're winning on the scoreboard, but in all actuality, there's too many other issues still on the field to be going out and spending that draft capital to try and get satisfied. Because a lot of times, and you've seen this, Dark Side, I know you've seen this too, where teams do make a trade like that at the trade deadline. At the trade deadline, say they're 6-2 or 5-3, and they make that trade, And then all of a sudden, a couple injuries happen. Now they're a 500 team, and they just give up their first round pick next year.
Yeah.
Like the Colts.
For a guy that didn't really contribute that much to their program,
Yeah.
going the rest of the way.
Just like the Colts.
So yeah, like the Colts. So here's my. It's not really a rebuttal, but I feel like if the Broncos had traded for Brees Hall last year before the trade deadline, they would have competed in the Super Bowl. They probably would have had a better chance than the Pats of beating Seattle if they would have got Brees Hall on their team last year, because their running game, the running backs. I like RJ Harvey, but I'm not a big fan of J.K. Dobbins. And I'm not really a big fan of Sean Payton, because Bo Nix threw the ball the most out of anybody. I think he threw the ball like 80 times more than the second place guy had in attempts. But if they had a legitimate running back, they would have been pretty good, especially in that snow versus New England.
Plus, the Broncos had one of the best offensive lines last year.
They had a top 3 unit.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're kind of still
But
on that topic,
this is not Bo Nix's first year. This is Bo Nix's second year. So there's a different type of scenario. So I kind of get what you're saying, Downs, but I feel like if you got it, go ahead and get it.
Yeah, but what I don't want is I don't want them to. It's kind of like that guy at the craps table that he won a couple of loose hands, and then all of a sudden he's going to pull out a little extra cash because he thinks he's hot and he's really not. He just got lucky on a couple rolls,
Yeah,
and then next thing you know, he's going to have to go tell his wife that he lost all the money at the craps table.
Yeah,
because
what's that old saying? Scared money don't make money.
Yeah.
Right.
But you have to be confident. So the point I'm trying to get, the only point I'm trying to get is if for some reason that 4-2 record is indicative of a championship caliber record, like say our defense is playing top 12, top 13, and our offense is top 10, top 5, then I'm not opposed to it because we can make up that first round pick later, right? You can. But if you go back how the Raiders have done shit for the last 40 years, is they get in that position, they go make that deal, Carson Palmer, and then the next thing you know, you don't have the draft pick, you don't have the draft capital, and your team really wasn't as good as you thought it was. So hence that's why Max Crosby's back with the Raiders. Is because Baltimore thought that they had an in. And when they really started to look at everything, they go, oh, by bringing Max Crosby in, we're actually going to get worse because now we don't have any draft capital. We're giving up draft picks, and we're not going to have the money to sign Trey Hendrickson. Or are we going to be able to restructure Lamar Jackson contract the way we want to? Uh-oh, we're screwed.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, has he restructured yet?
No, he's not going to restructure.
Yeah.
He don't care. He's not going to restructure.
I think Lamar wants out.
Let him go.
I think they're close.
Let him go.
Yeah.
You're 2-time MVP and you ain't won shit in the NFL. Come on now.
Yeah.
You gotta. If you want to win, if you're in it to win it, you got to be a little bit on the humble side when it comes to your money too.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Everybody wants to get paid. Don't get me wrong, but shit, after $30 million, what more? How much more money do you need?
How often was Tom Brady a top paid player?
Well, Patrick Mahomes is still what? He's number 20, 19 or 20 in the pay scale for quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He's like, and that's another good thing of us drafting Fernando Mendoza. Is I don't think he's going to try and make a bunch of money on an NFL contract.
Well, to me, he reminds me of the Peyton Manning-ish ways. He's going to find his deals outside of football.
He already has.
Make a lot of money.
He already has.
Yeah.
He ain't even in the NFL yet. He already has.
And he's just going to keep growing his little money empire. He's not going to need that money from football.
Yeah.
So hopefully he takes that Tom Brady route. But We got what 4 or 5 years to figure that out, so I'm not even worried about it right now.
He's gonna make money. He's gonna make money from other play. I mean, he's already got Planet Fitness. I'm sure. I can't wait till he gets the Dunkin' Donuts one.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, well,
No, it won't.
what Dunkin' Donuts being his sponsor?
He doesn't want them.
Why doesn't he?
He's against the sugar.
Oh, that's right.
TB12.
Yeah. Well, no, because TB12 is out slinging pizzas like a madman.
Yeah, but it's not
He's
directly related to sugar. Like
Yeah,
Dunkin' Donuts is sugar on sugar on sugar.
that's true.
You see all the breakdowns of how much sugar is in a Dunkin' Donuts coffee?
Well, we'll just sit there and watch 4-1 Radio
3/4 of a
Jeff drink
cup.
one. All right. Here we go into the final. We're in the home stretch, folks, of our show tonight. After all these transactions, are the Raiders actually closer to compete in the AFC West, or are they still 2 years away? Kind of a segue of what we were talking about, weren't we?
Yeah. I still think 2 years.
Yeah.
I think this is the learning year. We're going to see some ups and some downs just from growing pains. So 2 years looks very reasonable now after this offseason.
Yeah.
If we can stack off seasons, we're going to be very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I still say 2027 is the year that you're aiming for. And then if you happen to do it this year, then you're just ahead of schedule. It's always good to be ahead of schedule.
Yeah. What I'm looking for is sustainable success. Not too. I want to experience the highs and the lows this year. Hopefully, no more than 2 games at a time on the lows. But just experience those and see what the growth of the team is, and then you start to really see who the key players are going to be going forward into the next phase of our building.
Yeah. Where's the flag? I think we could surprise people, but if we win 7 games, I'm going to be talking shit.
If I'm standing on my head if we win 7 games.
I will be completely content with 7 wins.
Yeah.
I think we get 7.
I'm always going to cry and complain about stuff, and I'm always going to be upset after every single loss. But at the end of the day, like, this is our growing year. This is where we figure stuff out. We got our coach that we're going to grow with over multiple seasons. Like, we're in a very, very good spot, and we do not need to hit the panic button this season.
Yeah. I think 7. I think 7 is. I'm not gonna say easily attainable because it's all hard to win games, but I think 7 is attainable.
I don't think
we upgraded at head coach. We're upgrading at quarterback. We're upgrading the O line. We're upgrading the wide receiver room. We're upgrading the linebacker room. We're upgrading. I think that's it. We downgraded. We're about the same at safety and D line. So we upgraded just about everywhere.
We're the exact same at safety.
Right. We need to upgrade this. We will upgrade just about everywhere. Right. I feel like we upgraded. I don't know what the DC is going to be, but we'll upgrade it.
What's up, Don Wally D? Welcome in.
But I've been ready to get rid of Pat Graham. I like Pat Graham, but I think Rob Leonard's scheme is going to be more up to date than Pat Graham's. So I'm going to say, as of right now, we're going to upgrade from him, even though it's an unknown. That could be a little biased, but I'm going to say that.
I'm hoping it's reflective of the Ravens' defense and Seattle's defense, just because
more Seattle than Ravens.
Well, Ravens from when he was there.
Okay.
Which is Seattle. It's the Seattle
right,
defense now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he was with the Dolphins for a while with Flores. So good to see some of that too. I think our defense is going to show, like, we'll have a game here and there where they look like the best defense to ever touch the face of the earth. And then we're going to have other games where it's like, why can you guys not get off the field? Like, it's going to have its growing pains. It got a first-time DC, got a bunch of new players. Like, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
And
no more of No more of those 9-minute, 18-play drives to start the game or the half. We're done with that shit.
Yeah, we gotta get off the field early. There will be a safety and a cornerback in the draft, or something went horribly wrong. I mean, I agree. We need to address the DBs in the draft for sure. At least one, minimum one.
Yeah.
4th rounder earlier. I mean, hopefully 2nd round we get a safety, because there's 2 guys that could be there, and they're both fit exactly what we need.
Yeah.
I can tell you this: if Dinneman falls 36 and we take him, oh God, you're gonna see me running down the street screaming and hollering.
Same with McNeil Warren.
Yep, I like him too. Don't get me wrong, I like him too. So yeah. Are we closer to competing? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're getting there. Baby steps. So Rome was not built in a day, folks. Rome was not built in a day. And the good thing about it is, really, in all honesty, Spytech had a blank canvas this year to do his artwork. So there's not a whole. I know we had quite a bit of dead money, but I don't think it really affected his approach on how he attacked the free agency. And it wasn't over the top. He didn't get. It seems like he went crazy, but he really didn't. It was pretty strategic and pretty dead on of what we did.
I think he was wanting I think he was wanting either Nick Cross or the other guy, Kobe Bryant, and then the Max thing fell through, which lowered the cap. So they had to pause. So I don't think he was done.
Yeah. I mean, you could kind of feel the rage from the Raider post.
Yeah. For real.
Flat out, the Ravens are backing out of our trade. Not Max Crosby failed his physical or anything like that.
Yeah, trade fell through.
He failed that physical because the Ravens did not want him to pass the physical. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shady shit from a shady franchise.
Yeah. Other than that, I got nothing else on the board. As we wrap up tonight, is there anything else from you guys? Something I wanted to talk about. I'm going to ask you guys, see if maybe the chat will hook onto this. Give me your draft guru that you trust the most.
Dark side. That's my draft guru, Dark side.
Oh, for me? I thought you were telling me the answer.
I mean, I know you're not going to go on ESPN saying that, one quarterback's better than the other only through 7 games.
Bruh.
Really? Are you the Dan Orlovsky of this panel?
No, he said he's not going to.
Hey, no joke. Today I was watching it was Stephen A. Smith, right? And Stephen A. Smith was already ready to tear him out. And you could just see Orlovsky sitting there going, but. And it's like, hey, ain't nobody. So he comes out and he says, well, Ty Simpson, he just throws the ball in the middle of the, Fernando, he just throws outside back shoulder fades and RPOs. And in the background is Fernando throwing a 20-yard slant to Cooper in the end zone against Oregon. And I'm like, why are you playing that? Why are you playing that? And then telling us this. It's like, shit, if you want a certain narrative, don't you kind of show those plays to conform to your narrative, what you want?
Yeah. If you didn't watch it, they showed Fernando Mendoza versus, I think it was Oregon, Alabama. But they showed a play where there was he was supposed to read the corner, right? So on the left side, it was versus the cover 4, right? So it was versus cover 4. On the left hand side of Fernando, it was a corner. There was a curl, and then there was a flat, right? And then on the back side, there was a deep end, right? Versus zone, you're gonna read one side of the field, right? You're asking, and then he was complaining that Fernando he was looking to his left, reading the corner, safety bailed because it's cover 4. The curl was covered because the hook guy got there in time, so he dumped it off. It was versus a 5-man pressure, so he had pressure on his backside. Orlowski said that he should have hit the backside dig. You're asking a college player versus a blitz to make a progression back to the backside dig versus zone, and there was a guy standing right in the middle of the field. It would have been an interception. He did the right thing by dumping it off.
And if that's the same play,
he didn't give any context to the play.
And if it's the same play that I'm thinking of, he hit the running back out of the backfield in stride. It wasn't just like a sit down, check down type play. It was 1, 2, 3, and then he just flipped to the running back, hit the running back in stride, and the running back was able to get the first down on a 8-10 yard gain.
Right. Yeah. But even still, like, you didn't give any context to like the score. The scoreboard wasn't on display. You don't know what the score was. You don't know what quarter it was. You don't know the down and distance. He didn't say the down and distance. He didn't say none of that stuff. He just said, why didn't you go backside? Like, bro, like, give some kind of context to this.
Yeah, some of the guys that there's a Mendoza hater, and I personally think that they don't like him because of his personality. It's not so much what he can and can't do on the field.
Can I present it, or is it not legal?
What's that?
So words. His Twitter. What he put on Twitter.
You can
Who? Orlowski?
Yeah, because I retweeted it.
You can put what's on.
Yeah,
Twitter.
you can. Anything that's on Twitter is open. The only thing that we're restricted to is music, lyrics, and anything copyrighted.
Hold on.
While you're figuring that out, where's the flag? Says Todd McShay. I like Todd McShay as an introductory, and then I will go watch the player myself.
I do like Todd McShay, his week-to-week analysis of college football, because it keeps you kind of in tune with what they're expecting. All right, go ahead and play it.
Is that cool right there?
Yep.
All right.
I can't hear it.
Things you think Mendoza might have to improve upon in the NFL?
There's not a lot of evidence of him down the field getting through a progression 1 to 2 to 3. His greatest superpower is he avoids negative play. So a lot of times it's like number 1 down, okay? So there's not a ton of evidence of that. This is an example.
This is it. Like, there's nothing of context here. It was against Oregon. There's no down distance. There's no quarter. There's no score.
Against Oregon, okay? You get 2 tight ends at the bottom of the screen. They're going to take a shot here, Indiana offensively. Little ball fake, half roll, and they're going to try to watch the receiver down the middle field on a big post. It's not there. Now, Mendoza's...
Again, this is cover 4.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is cover 4. Look at this guy here. Can you see my mouse?
Uh-huh.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this dude right in his lap.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you expect him to go from this read, which he sees is covered because the safety is belting. This guy covers this tight end. This is not a receiver. This is a tight end. This is Nowakowski. He sits on this curl, and Betcher is still in this throwing path, right? He could probably read this and throw it now, but this tight end is not going to break quicker than his corner, right? So he gets through his progression.
Staring at the bottom of the screen, that's good, but there's an in route at the top. That is really like the second or third part of the progression. The pocket is clean. I want to see him get to that and immediately get to the check down. Risk of
like, bro, like, come on, man. I'm sorry if I'm but
that's an interception. He throws that to the outside.
Look how quick this corner sound.
He immediately gets to the check down. Risk averse.
But again,
you're not going to be great in the NFL, kind of living like that. So I think
this is coming from a guy that ran out of bounds.
Where you sit there and go,
right.
Why didn't you get to that in route?
I'm going to get back to the chat right here. We got Lil Peasy in the house. Shout out to you, brother. Jay, I only trust myself when it comes to the draft. I've been following the draft since 1994. I know what looks good and what doesn't. That's because you like me. right? Watch various draft loudmouths. What I'm trust my eyes. When Mel Copper was calling Fernando a second round pick, I already knew this kid was different. I took the loudmouths until the natty.
I got an update on the World Baseball Classic. USA tied it, 2-run dinger.
Ding ding.
Who hit it?
Harper. Bryce Harper hit the 2-run shot.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Where's the
Alright.
flag? Agreeing with both you guys. Raiders Zach, I'll tell you now, Mendoza is an F and G. 100%.
Yep.
I mean, franchise quarterback right there.
Yeah, Orlovsky's trash.
Orlovsky.
I think he's just trying to he's trying to keep that narrative because he posted something else. I'm not going to get into it. He posted something else about Ty Simpson. Like, come on, man. Like, stop.
That's his job.
Yeah.
I don't watch ESPN because that's all it is. And they're just trying to mimic the whole what was that show that they had in the early teens and early 2000s? Was it First Take? Where it was Stephen A. and
Skip
Bayless.
Skip Bayless. Like they're just trying to mimic that in every single one of their shows at every single hour. Like,
Yeah, but he can't stand up to Stephen A. He has. You watch when Stephen A. eats him up, he cowers down. He's like, dude, you get out of here.
Yeah. Super smart, great accuracy. Don't forget what Indiana coaches were asking him to do in the RPO system. That's another thing that I don't like is people label it as an RPO system. Like they only ran RPO about 30% of the time. Like,
45%.
Still, like it's not the whole system.
Yeah. No, it's not the whole system. They didn't run it. They didn't run it in the red zone, which, by the way, Fernando Mendoza was 34-0, 34 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the red zone, and that's at 2 different schools.
Yeah. Plus, at Cal, they didn't run the RPO either. They ran spread.
There was a spread with a little bit of pro style built into it. Now, here's the deal with the RPO system. I've already explained it before, and I'm going to explain it again. The RPO system in college is an advantage because offensive linemen get 3 yards to go downfield versus the NFL, you only get 1 yard. So if your offensive line can block 3 yards downfield on a play, why not run the RPO? That's such a huge advantage. You know, that's number one. Number two, college doesn't have the amount of time to install plays because the kids got to go to school and stuff too, right? They got other things, and they're only allowed a certain amount of time. So there's some offenses like a traditional West Coast offense you just can't implement in the college. It's not attainable. There's so much study and preparation that goes into those offenses. You just can't do it. So you go with an RPO. And number 3, sometimes the players that you have require, and not the quarterback, but your offensive lineman can't necessarily block in a pro style or a run or a West Coast style offense. They can't block. So you have to put them in RPO position or RPO offense to have them to get so they can have some success. So you're conforming the offense to the personnel that you have. Now, I'm sure somebody out there is watching this. Go, see, told you. That's why they run the RPOs, because Mendoza. Shut up already. Okay? The kid, I guarantee you that kid can run any offense that's thrown at him. And a lot of people are going to be saying, well, he can't take the snap from under center.
He did.
I bet you he can. I bet you can.
People are just running out of arguments for Mendoza because there wasn't any to begin with.
And
that's
he ran
fine.
for that from under center. So
yeah. But we should probably be wrapping this up here. We've been going for 2.5 hours.
That's all right.
Yeah. Had fun. Had a lot of great content.
Yep.
Great opinions. A little back and forth.
Yep.
Had a great crowd. Thank
Awesome
you
crowd.
chat.
Great chat. We were up 22, 25 people at any given time. Raider Zach, thanks for coming in our Discord, buddy. Where's the flag? Lopez, my guy. keep in touch, brother. We'll be talking to you next week.
That's Zach.
What's that?
That's Zach. Where is Zach? Is Zach?
Half black Zach. I think that's him,
okay.
right?
I didn't know that. I don't know.
I'm assuming that's him. Yeah. Good night to you, Lil PG. I'll talk to you later this week, brother. But anyways, Jack Tamale too was in here dunking his trash. I forgot to give a shout out to him, but thanks for coming in. Anything else, Dark Side?
Nah, that's it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Appreciate the invite.
We appreciate you coming in too, Duncan.
That's not from Discord. Said he's new to the show chat.
Okay. Well, welcome in. Subscribe and hit those likes. Ring that bell and join us every Tuesday at 5:00 on this show.
Caden Proctor squats 815 pounds.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Something I
Man,
didn't
Evan Neal squatted 800 pounds too. Then he's trash.
Yeah, but I saw Zion Young bench press 320 pounds of Caden Proctor. So
that was good. That was a good comeback.
Yeah. But I appreciate both of you guys, man. I had a lot of fun, and we'll hang out backstage, chop it up a little bit. But for those of you guys that joined us tonight, I so heartily appreciate it. And once a Raider, always a Raider. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Cold open, counted out. Yeah, we heard the talk. Cold nights and long losses, still we walk. Scoreboard hurt, but the heart stayed real. Still wear the black, still flash the shield. From Oakland roots to Vegas dust, pain in the season, but we still trust. They say it's over, I say move on, but